Welcome to Glisten's Culinary Delights. I'm Glisten, and I have an addiction to cooking. Who doesn't love a good Christmas cookie? I do, but sometimes in the holiday season, there's just so many cookies out there that it's hard to know which ones are the best to make for your holiday season. So a few weeks ago, I let you all go onto my social medias and I let you vote on the different cookies that you would like to see me make this holiday season. So you spoke, I listened, and today we're going to go over to the top 3 cookies that are a must-have during the holidays. If you haven't liked or subscribed to my channel, definitely do so now. You can also check that alert bell, and that'll give you any notifications of my future videos. So let's get started on our cookies. My favorite Christmas movie is The Grinch. That movie is just, it gives me all the feels, and it's not Christmas unless I watch that movie. These cookies that we're going to make are an Andes Mint Grinch cookie. They're going to be green. They're going to look like the Grinch. They're going to have that cute little heart, just like the Grinch's heart, growing 2 sizes that day. And so they're super simple, but they're super delicious. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first is we are going to add our dry ingredients. And so we have our flour here, and then I just have some baking powder, some baking soda, and I'm going to add to our flour mixture, and we're going to stir all of that up. Baking powder, baking soda, and some salt. All right, set that aside. Next, we're going to do our wet ingredients. Okay, we got our 2 sticks of butter, and we're going to add them to our mixer. And then we're going to add in our sugar. Cream that together. And then our egg. And some mint extract. Okay, scrape down those sides. With the mint extract, we're also going to add in our milk. Stir all that together. Once all of that's combined, we're going to slowly start adding in our dry ingredients to the mix. So now, here is an optional step. Since we are making Grinch cookies, we are going to make them green, because the Grinch is green, right? We are going into our mixture, we're going to add 15 to 20 drops of green food coloring. And you're just going to add as many drops as you feel like you need to get a good, nice green color. I'm going to do 18 to start, and then if I need to add more, then I definitely can do that. So then we're just going to mix that. Oh yeah, that green is amazing. All right, so make sure you get the sides, because you want it all to be the same color. Add a few more drops. All right, and that's it. So we'll take it out of our mixer. We're gonna add a couple more ingredients, but we're gonna fold those in. Check out that green color. Those are perfect. Like I said, if you want it to be more green, you can definitely add more food coloring. I feel like this is a good amount. I feel like this is the perfect color. I'm just going to scrape the bottom and everywhere to make sure that it's all mixed up and there's not any like white. All right, so we're gonna add our last 2 ingredients. So first is we have a whole package of Andes mints that I've just chopped into small little tiny pieces, kind of like chocolate chips that we're going to add. And then the next is we just have some plain dark chocolate chips. You can use milk chocolate or semi-sweet or whatever you like. I like dark chocolate, so I'm putting dark chocolate. And then we're just gonna fold all of those chocolate chips in to our mix. All right, so once it looks like it's completely combined, then we are done. Now I'm just going to scoop with my trusty ice cream scoop on this parchment. We are going to let this chill for an hour in our fridge. So it doesn't matter if you like put them really close together for now, because we'll separate it when we stick them in the oven. All right, so we're ready to put our Grinch cookies in the oven. So we are going to have our oven heated at 375, and I'm just going to place them on my cookie sheet, a few inches apart so they don't spread on each other. And they're going to go in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. All right, so these cookies are done. We are going to let them cool. But before we do that, I'm going to just stick one small little heart. It's just a heart sprinkle that I got, and I just got them on Amazon. And I'm just going to place that on top of the cookie and press it down just a little bit while the cookie is still hot. And that is just going to be a symbol for Grinch's heart. There we go. They're perfect. So we are going to let these cool completely, and then we'll give them a taste. All right, we'll give these ones a try now. They look so good. Oh yeah, that looks amazing. They're so soft and fluffy, they came out perfect. I'm just gonna have to gorge on this cookie because it's so good. All right, so this next recipe is coming to you from my Sylvester family cookbook, my grandma Sylvester. This recipe is done by my Aunt Debbie that she made in honor of my grandma Jan Sylvester. So we're going to get started with the cookie recipe. So the first thing you will need to do is you can make it easy by just getting a Pillsbury cookie dough from the grocery store. I like to make everything from scratch because I like to know what's in my food. So I'm going to start off with making a simple sugar cookie, and then we'll add a few ingredients to our cookie to make it Jan's Gems. All right, so you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350, and then you're going to want to get a cookie sheet with some parchment paper on it. And then I have 2 sticks of butter here in my mixer. I just have my whisk on here, and then I'm going to add in my sugar, and we're going to cream those together for 2 to 3 minutes. You're going to want to have room temperature butter. Right. Just scrape down the sides and do it again real quick. Alright, so we don't want to overbeat our butter and sugar mixture just because you don't want air to get into it. If you get air into your cookies, too much air into your butter sugar mixture will cause your cookies to rise really nice in the oven, but then once you take them out, they're going to be really flat. So don't overbeat that mixture. Alright, so now that I've got those combined, I'm going to add in my egg. Alright, so now we're going to add in our dry ingredients, and I just got some flour, some baking powder, and some salt. Alright, so that's it for your sugar cookie portion of this. Now we're doing Jan's Delights. Next thing, we're going to just add in the rest of these ingredients. So I have some orange juice, freshly squeezed, the juice of 1 full orange zest that we're going to add to this from 1 orange, and mix that up first. Alright, now that that's mixed, I'm going to add in some craisins, which is just dried cranberry, if you've never had craisins before, and then some macadamia nuts that are roughly chopped. Put that all up. Alright, there we go, there you have it. Some delicious Jan's Delights dough. Alright, so I'm just going to scoop these onto our cookie sheet, and we'll get to baking. Alright, so you're just going to use your ice cream scoop and do some scoops onto your tray, onto your parchment paper, and make sure you're putting them a couple inches apart, and then you're going to put them in the oven at 350 for 12 minutes. While our cookies are in the oven, we are going to make a little glaze to drizzle on top of our cookies. So you're going to use some powdered sugar. And then I have some more orange juice that's just freshly squeezed. And I'm just going to mix that together. Alright, so you're just going to mix that powdered sugar with your orange juice. And you're going to come out with like a nice frosting that you're just going to drizzle over the top of those cookies once they come out of the oven. Alright, so our cookies are out of the oven, and I've let them cool on a cooling rack for a little while. That's how they look. They look so good. And that's what the bottom looks like. Toasty brown on the bottom. Nice and soft. So we're going to do our last step. So remember that powdered sugar orange mixture that we made? I just put it in a piping bag, and we're just going to pipe it over the top of our cookies, like as a drizzle, and then we're going to give them a taste. So good. Alright, so let's just try this cookie real quick. Oh yeah, that's good. I love dark chocolate. So of course, when I found this recipe, I knew it was something I needed to try. And let me tell you, It is amazing. These cookies are so gooey, so chewy, nice and crisp on the outside, and they are to die for. So let's get started on our dark chocolate sea salt almond cookies. Alright, so first things first, we're going to get our dry ingredients and we're going to whisk them together. So in here I have some flour, some cake flour, some baking powder, baking soda, salt, and then I've got some Dutch processed cocoa powder. Now it's important to use the Dutch process because it's less bitter, and the ingredient amount that we have here with the sugar and everything goes well with this. If you try to substitute, then you'll have to add more sugar. So stick with the Dutch process. So we're just going to whisk all that together. Alright, so now in our mixing bowl, you're going to get 2 sticks of cold butter, and you're just going to cube it like this. And we are going to have our paddle attachment attached to our mixer. And then we're going to add in granulated sugar and brown sugar. And we're going to cream those together for 2 to 3 minutes. Alright, so our butter is nice and creamed together. We're just going to use a spatula to get it away from those sides. And we're going to turn our mixer on low, and we're going to add 2 eggs, 1 egg white, and then some vanilla. And we're just going to do the eggs one at a time. Try to scrape those sides a little bit because it's starting to stick. Alright, so now that's combined, I'm going to gradually add in my dry ingredients. You're just going to let that go until it's just combined and you don't have any more flour streaks in your batter. Alright, so now that there's no more flour streaks, we have our last 2 ingredients. So first is just some almonds that I've just kind of chopped up roughly. It's about 1/4 cup. And then next, this is kind of a little bit of a unique thing. So I have these sea salt almond chocolate bars. They're just Ghirardelli. You can get any brand that you can find at your grocery store. Just some sea salt almonds, and they just have, it's just a chocolate bar with little chopped almonds in it, and then also sea salt. So we're going to add that, and I just roughly chop the bars up. And we're going to let this mix for another 30 seconds or so, just until all of it is combined. Perfect. Alright, so now we are just going to use our our ice cream scoop, and I'm just going to scoop them on here. And we're not going to try to like separate them that much for now, because I'm going to stick these in the fridge for at least half an hour. Could be longer, so if you want to do an hour or 2, that's even better. But you're going to do it for at least half an hour in our fridge, just so they can chill. And then when we cook them, they won't spread out so much. Alright, so our cookies have been chilling. I've had them in there for about an hour, but you can do 30 minutes if you want. And then I just have my cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. Again, that's important. And then we're just going to get our cookies from our fridge, and we're going to line them up on our parchment paper. And we're going to do about 2 inches apart or more, however you want to do it. I like to do a little more than 2 inches just because. Alright, and so I have my oven. It's preheated to 415. We're going to put these in for 10 to 12 minutes. While those are in, I'm just going to leave this in the fridge because we want to keep these as chilled as they can while the other ones are cooking. So our cookies are out of the oven, and so I've just let them chill for a few minutes on our cookie sheet, and I'm going to transfer them over to this wire rack. Before I do that, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flaky sea salt on top of each cookie. All right, so our cookies are done. We're gonna do a taste test. I've cut them open, and I'll give you like a close-up shot of what they look like, but they are looking so, so good. So I'm gonna taste this one now. Oh yeah, it's so chocolatey, so good. Thank you all for watching today. It has been great. Now, I hope you are able to make one or all of these cookies, and if not, then maybe a different type of cookie for this holiday season to enjoy at home or to bring to one of your loved ones. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so now, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great holiday season. Bye.